at 6:30. We are all struggling with some of the coldest temperatures that we have seen across the region in years. It means being outside for just even a few minutes can really expose you to the risk of frostbite.
Doesn't take very long, does it? I spoke with the top burn surgeon at MedStar Washington Hospital on how to treat frostbite and also how to prevent it. Our conversation is what's going around.
Core body is warm and you have frostbite, for instance, of your fingers, the best way to treat that at home is to rewarm these things in warm water. We don't want it to be hot water because if you expose frostbitten tissue to hot water, then you're going to create more damage. But rewarming in warm water that you can tolerate is the best way to warm yourself. Now, if you see color changes, swelling, or blistering, those are more significant signs, and those need to come to the hospital. Burn centers are especially equipped to deal with this, but any healthcare provider is the best thing for you to do if you're not near a burn center.
Are there cases where patients with frostbite, it's reversible, maybe not as severe cases?
Tissue damage from frostbite can be salvaged if you present quickly. And so this is why, we're so glad to be talking about this with you, because educating people on how to get to care is very important. You have that very defined window in which we can do those things and save tissue for people. And there's good evidence that if you intervene quickly, we can salvage digits, feet, hands, those sorts of things. It's also really important for patients to remember that when you are rewarming after frostbite, everyone wants to do this. Do not rub affected areas, because that tissue damage with additional compression and friction can actually worsen things. So rewarm with water, get to care, and if you can do that as quickly as possible, we can often save tissue.
Oh, great advice there. And Dr. Travis, what are some basic, simple ways that we can all prevent frostbite if we have to be outside in this bitter cold weather?
Yeah, good question. So dress in layers. Cotton is not super helpful if it gets wet, so remember to bring dry things along with you if you think that you are going to be in a snowball fight, for instance. Those clothes are going to be wet once you're done with that, so you need dry things that you can layer on top to trap that air in. We know that mittens keep fingers warm a little bit better than fingered gloves do, so you have access to that. That's great. The other thing that's really important is when we have cold weather like this and potential snow, keeping warm, dry stuff in your car. We all remember a few years ago when there was that big snowstorm around here and people were stuck on the 95 in their cars for a long time. You've got to bring things with you in case you get stuck somewhere so that we don't have frostbite or even worse, true hypothermia.
All right, some great info there, Dr. Travis. And you can see more of my interview on our website, dcnewsnow.com.